Hey everyone, Kerry McElroy here. I'm in my backyard today because it's so nice out and I think we all want to get outside. So folks have been so great. All of the instructors at the Y have been taping in their homes, wherever we can, and just trying to bring you as much as we can by way of workouts, from yoga to Zumba to lifting, Bozu, balance, whatever we can do. So today I'm going to do some upper body strength for you. So whatever you have at home, that's wonderful. You can use dumbbells. I have a bar right here. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to actually take it apart. It's a body pump bar, and it's got dumbbells. They're plates that you can use as dumbbells. So I'm going to do that so I can show you. But if you have a bar and you want to do all the things I'm going to do today with a bar, that's perfectly fine too. But these are great because you can hold them like a dumbbell. Okay, so we're going to start off with, and I should, of course, would be remiss to say, if you don't warm up first, it's not a good idea. So before you start this video, you should probably take like a quick walk, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes on your treadmill, walking around the yard, whatever you want to do. Maybe do some squats just to get the body warm a little bit. And we're going to do 3 different types of body parts today. So we're going to do chest, we're going to do triceps, we're going to do shoulders, and if we have time, we're going to throw in a little bit of core at the end. And so that you can have something to use, I also wrote them out for you too. Can you see this? Chest, okay? So we're going to start with some presses, some flies, and then some push-ups, okay? All right, so if you go, I'm going to start on my back for chest, and I'm going to do most things on my knees because I think that really gives you a little bit more isolation of all of the different body parts that we need to look at today. But feel free to stand if you can't be on your knees, so not a problem. Everything's optional, okay? So we're going to start with 2 probably medium to heavy plates. I'm going to start with just some chest pressing, okay? So I'm going to head this way. And we're going to press upward. So we're just going to start with a basic A press. We come on down. I've got my knees up to protect the low back. My plates or dumbbells are right in line with my chest. My elbows right down to the ground. I'm going to press up. I'm going to give it about 10 to 12 reps and feel it. Beautiful. Open up those elbows just a little bit and press. Beautiful. Okay. Sit up. Second set is going to be flies. So it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to open up. Again, if you're on the ground like I am, you're not going to be able to get that elbow extension that you would get if you're on a regular bench. If you have a bench at home, great. I thought about using the bench on my deck here, but I just didn't want to be moving the camera all around. So I'm going to stay on the ground here, okay, and show you some flies. We're going to get the pectoralis major each time we do this. So if you take your hand, just so you know where you should feel it, place it a little bit higher than your heart. That's tracing your pectoralis major right there, and you've got one on this side too. So if you open up the elbows, you're going to feel that engage. Some people, when they do chest, they tell me it's all shoulders, it's all shoulders. You really want to get the chest in, okay? Those are the big muscles. So I'm going to lay back down and show you a little bit of a wide grip. Again, probably same weight selection. So we're going to start knees up, plates or dumbbells together, just leading with the elbows and opening. So this time we're going to lead with the elbows and feel a little bit deeper through the chest. And again, probably same reps, 10 to 12. Beautiful. I got no music here today, so you'll have to entertain yourself. But that's okay, we don't need it, right? This is a teaching video. So opening up, look at how I'm opening like I'm hugging a big tree here, okay? So opening up, coming right up over the chest. Beautiful. And again, probably 10 to 12 reps is probably perfect here. I'm getting warm now with my sweatshirt on, but that's okay. So the last thing we're going to do is a push-up. And I'm going to go through just a little tutorial on push-ups because lots of folks tell me they can't do a push-up, especially ladies. And I hate to hear that because everyone can do a push-up. You can do a push-up up against a window sill. You can do a push-up up against a wall. You can do a push-up on your knees on the ground. You can do a push-up obviously on your toes on the ground if that's what you can do. But let me show you what a push-up progression should look like if you're going to go down to the ground, okay? So we start with, here, let me give you a side view here. Everyone can do a push-up because you start from tabletop. So your hands are right outside your shoulders and your knees are right underneath your hips. and you literally lower down so that your chest is in line with your hands. It's that simple, okay? That's a basic push-up. Now, if for some reason you can't be on your knees, you can do this up against the wall, standing, okay? And then there's no progression there. You're just gonna move your feet in or closer to the wall or further away, depending on how much of your body you can lift. But from the ground, I'm gonna keep my hands exactly where they are and just keep moving my knees back. But my chest comes down in the same spot, right in line with the hands, until I can get to my toes, obviously, and lower, okay? But again, if you can't do that, and you're flexing your neck and dipping your shoulders, get to the knees. There's nothing wrong with that. Lift the bum if you have to and just lower. You're going to engage the pectoralis major in the same way, okay? And again, it's all about what you can do and what you can progress to. Okay, we're gonna move on. So there's your 3 chest exercises. We're gonna move on to some triceps now. So I would say that, let me get my trusty clipboard here. So for triceps, we're doing 1-arm kickbacks, overhead extensions, and either dips or we'll do some, what else do I have here? Oh, push-ups. Okay, I forgot. This is what happens when you're almost 53. So you forget what you're even gonna do, right? It's all right though, it's okay. So for this one, I would say pick something medium size for the plate, or if you want to, you could go heavy depending on how big your triceps are. So here's your triceps, back of the arm. I always like to do front, back, okay? Front, back. So whatever we do with my training clients, we always make sure that we're opposite ends so we never hurt the back or never put the spine in jeopardy. Okay, so we're gonna grab something light. I'm gonna grab something medium here. I'm gonna do a 1-armed kickback. So again, I'm on my knees, but you can certainly stand and do this. It's all the same. So I'm gonna come to tabletop, where I've got one hand right underneath my shoulder, and I've got a weight dropping right below my front shoulder here. So I bring up my elbow up to a 90-degree angle and just kick back. It's that simple. Try not to move anything but your elbow to your wrist, okay? And if you can, kind of kick your hips back just a little bit so you take your lower back out of the exercise too, okay? Nothing really crazy here. And you should feel the back of the arm engaging. I give it again, 10 to 12 on each arm. Oh, that sun is feeling good. Loving it. Okay, I'm gonna switch into the other side just so you can see me. Getting warm out here. That's been the one thing, right? If the sun is out, man, we can make it through this quarantine, right? Oh my gosh. I'm so grateful though that I'm able to be home for the next 3 weeks at least, maybe more. Getting a lot of workouts in, it's feeling good. If I can share them with you, I'm excited. Beautiful. All right, good. Now, we're gonna drop those and switch to something a little bit heavier. And again, you can do this from standing. You don't have to do it from kneeling. I'm gonna back up just a little bit so you can see me in the camera here. I'm gonna start with one leg in front and lifting my heavier plate up over my head, keeping my elbows nice and tight and right behind the lower base of my neck. I'm gonna turn to the side a minute so you can see me from the side, okay? I see a lot of people doing this all the time. Keep the elbows nice and tight. If you do that, what's happening is you're not strong enough in the triceps and you're trying to bring the pecs in to help you pick the weight up. Not good, okay? You could actually hurt your neck that way. So here's the side view. So we've got one foot up behind just the base of the neck. You don't have to go far. You can see my dog in the window here. He's going nuts because he wants to be part of it. I'll come back around. You can even be on both knees if you'd like. That's fine. Again, the key here is just to keep the elbows nice and close. Perfect. All right, so we're getting rid of those. Now, here's one thing I do want to say. I see clients all the time. If you have a dumbbell at home, let's pretend this is a dumbbell, they always hold it tight like this and try to do this, and you end up flexing the neck and hurting yourself. Try to hold the dumbbell at its widest part, okay? Or the plate, in this case, I've got. So that you really open up the shoulders a little bit. Some people don't have that shoulder mobility. So this is much better than this. I see people doing that. They can barely even move and they're just tucking their neck forward and hurting themselves. So always go to the widest part of the dumbbell at the plate when you go behind the head, okay? Last thing, I'm gonna do some dips and I'm also gonna do some tricep push-ups. Now, tricep push-ups are very different than chest push-ups. Chests are really going to engage the big muscles of the back and the chest and shoulders. Tricep push-ups, you're going to feel the front of your shoulders and the back of your arm. And they're a little bit tougher, but the progressions are still the same, okay? So let me start frontwards so you can see me. I'm on my knees because I'm not strong enough to do a push-up for triceps on my toes. That's a little bit tough. So you can even have a bench in front of you if you want to. It gives you a little bit better of an angle. But the key is, again, hands nice, fairly close. So you've got your elbows by your sides and your hands come right down to the floor. I'm going to bring my knees back, but again, my chest comes right in line with the hands again, just like in the push-up, the chest push-up. The only difference is my elbows are going to stay nice and tight. If you do yoga, you're going to see this all the time. We do this often, right? We lower and push to the palms. Try not to let the elbows flare, because you're going to actually hurt yourself. So keep the elbows nice and close. And if you can't get that low, bring the knees in, right? And coming on down. Here's the side view again. It's the same progression, okay? Same progression. Elbows tight, bum in the air, if that's what you need to do, until you can bring the knees out a little bit, to knees out a little bit. I don't know if I can do it on my toes. Let's try it. Oh. Woo, okay, I got one. Not easy, right? So again, the key is keep the elbows nice and tight. Here's another option. I told you I was going to do dips too. Dips are great if you can actually be on a bench and dip, or my lounge chair here, or my deck seating. If you don't have anything at home that's solid, a couch is probably not a good idea because it's too soft and you're going to hurt yourself. So you want to be up against something that has some heft to it. You can do a tricep dip from the ground, okay? So the key here is feet out in front of you, hands facing forward. You want your fingers to face forward. So you can see me here, okay? And again, just lifting, and you're not gonna have it. So people say, well, my bum hits the ground. That's okay. So extend and come on up. Extend and come on up. You can leave your legs out further if that gives you a little bit more. You're lifting more of your body, or you can keep your legs in tight. The key is just don't lift the hips. You want to just lift from the arms, okay? And again, I see people doing this, hands forward. If you don't have your fingers forward, you're not going to engage the triceps, okay? All right, last one before we get to what everyone wants, core. Let's do some shoulders. So this is going to be a nice combination of upright rows, side raises, rear delts. So I would say pick something, probably a couple of different weights. For this one, I want some heavy plates. Then for the rear delts, I want some nice light plates. So I'm going to have them both here in front of me. And again, just so you have this, in case you're wondering what all these things are, here they are. So we've got a nice shoulder combination. We're going to overheads, upright, side raises, and rear delts. Okay, so we can always stop the video and say, okay, there it is. All right, that's the teacher in me, folks, sorry. So again, knees, standing, whatever you think is important to you. I'm going to start with upright rows. Okay, now you can have a foot in front of you if that feels like that helps your back a little bit. I'm going to be on both knees so that I'm just isolating through the shoulders here. So first is upright rows. I lift with my elbows as if someone had a string tied to me and they were lifting me up, lifting my elbows up toward the ceiling. Now, I see a lot of people doing this way up high, scrunching the neck. You don't need to. Lift until you feel your traps engage. Okay, you can't see my traps because I have a sweatshirt on, but so lift until you feel the upper traps engage, your upper shoulders. And that's probably right underneath the chest. It doesn't have to be high. Look at my wrist nice and straight, okay? All right, second one is a side raise. Now, I'm gonna see if I can go nice and heavy here, but you might wanna switch to your lighter ones here. Side raises, we start together. We lift the plates, our elbows no higher than our shoulders here. We don't want to impinge the shoulders. I see people doing this all the time, way up. We don't need to. You're gonna hurt yourself. Elbows right underneath the shoulders, nice and tall. Where should you feel this? Keep going. Right here, okay, your medial head of the shoulder. Lifting. Beautiful. Oh, my principal's cutting in with an email. Sorry. I'm supposed to be on the clock. I'm just kidding. Okay, now I'm going to go a little bit lighter because I'm going to go overheads here. So I'm going to switch to my lighter plates. And here I am again, nice and tall. Now here, you can go one at a time. I'm gonna back up so you can see me. One at a time. But keep the plates or dumbbells nice and high. Okay, don't bring them all the way down here. Keep them here so you're always loaded the whole time. Even the hand that's so-called actively resting. Now, if you feel like you can go overheads, doubles, that's fine. Try to keep the elbows nice and tight. Where are we gonna feel that? Front of the shoulders, okay? So working all the shoulder heads here. Traps, front of the shoulders, side of the shoulders, and of course, now the rear delts. Now, when you stand, if I can stand, you can still see me in the video. I think you can. So you can stand, you want to really scoot your butt back and just keep your back nice and flat. Scoot your bum back. Keep the plates nice and long and low, and lift with the elbows. So this is what we call a rear delt fly, okay? So here it is from the side. It doesn't have to be that high. You don't have to reach for the sun with this one. Just lead with the elbows slightly. Now, if you're on your knees, here's the side view, or here's from the knees. We're gonna tip forward with your tummy on your knee, or on your quad rather, okay? Maybe your knee. I don't know, my belly button's not that far up. We lead with the elbows. And again, you're gonna feel this in the rear of the shoulders, okay? Rear of the shoulders and kind of the mid-back a little bit. But this should be one of your lightest weights, because you don't, the worst thing you could do is neck flex. I see people doing this all the time, they're gonna hurt themselves. Go only until you feel the rear of your shoulders engage. It's that simple. People do not have to hit it hard here, okay? It's all about quality of movement, okay? Not distance or not range of motion, quality of movement. Are you engaging the right muscle? All right, so there's your rounds of chest, triceps, shoulders. I'm gonna add some core because I think we've got some time. Let's see, yeah, we got 16 minutes. I'll throw them in quick and we'll be done in 20 minutes. How's that? So here it is, the last round, basic crunches, leg scissors, and some planks, okay? Just to kind of round it out. So we start with some basic crunches. Here we go. My feet are up. I'm just reaching up. I'm keeping my neck nice and relaxed, and I'm bringing myself up with my shoulders. That's the key. Now, if you prefer to keep your feet down, that's fine too. The key is just to lift and keep that neck. Here's the side view. Keep that neck in nice neutral to the spine. You don't want to do this. I see people doing this all the time. You can hurt yourself. Just tuck the chin and lift with the shoulders. If that's too hard, lift with the hands. But lift the shoulders, that's the key, okay? Again, 10 to 12 reps is perfect. Now, here's the second one. We're gonna work obliques. Now, when people work obliques, I tend to see them doing all kinds of twisty, turny motions. Here's my favorite one. I say favorite in finger quotes because it's kind of dangerous. They take a ball or something heavy and start ranking from side to side. Really, really bad for the spine. So here's something that's gonna get the obliques in the same way, but in a much tighter basket, so to speak, and really protecting that spinal column, okay? And here it is. So it's just a simple, actually Stephanie Mancini taught me this one, so say Steph. So you're gonna lean out, okay? You're gonna have one foot, the key to this one is you're gonna have both legs flexed. So you're gonna have your right leg flexed and your left leg in, okay? But both toes are flexed toward you, okay? If you wanna come up and hold, you can. You are definitely gonna feel that in the obliques. Now, if that's too much, you can drop the leg to the ground and come up and hold. That's fine. So your left, my leg toward the camera, my right leg here can be down to on the floor, but flex the feet. That's what's gonna bring the obliques in, okay? Now let's switch, other side, foot down or foot in. Either way, flex both toes, lift up. If you can bring the leg, that far leg up off the ground, you're really gonna feel this. I'd say hold for 10, 12, 30 seconds, and then let them go. So let's do it one more time. Both legs. That scratching is my Pekingese at the door. He's like, come on, Mama, hurry up. I want to have my dinner. I haven't had lunch yet either, so. And here we are, last set. So pick the shoulders up just a little bit. Keep that neck nice and neutral, relax. Flex both feet. Off you go. Last thing we gotta do is our famous plank. Again, you know me, we crunch, then we go to open up to the back. I never like to leave you in a crunch position. So plank, lots of planks are done incorrectly, I find, and it's kind of scary sometimes as a trainer. So You're going to start with your palms right underneath the shoulders. It's that simple. So the plank really follows from tabletop. So here's my tabletop right here. I'm going to send my legs out and my, oops, stuff in the way. So I'm going to make sure that my bum is in line with my shoulders. I should never drop my bum. Keep your bum right in line. You should be able to eat supper right off my back, okay? So if you haven't had lunch, here you go. Here's your table, okay? So look at where my palms are, right underneath. I'm not here, not way out here. It's not downward dog. Palms under shoulders. That's your power position. That's where you're strongest. You should be able to sit here all day, right? You want to get crazy? Lift a leg. Again, more obliques. Lift the other leg, but your hand position does not change. Okay. Coming back down, I'm going to highly recommend you do some stretching now too, if you can. Let's come across. I know time is ticking. I don't want to take forever here. I know you got stuff to do, right? On this quarantine. I'm getting my shoulders in here. Let's grab the elbow, get the triceps in. It was nice being outside. I loved it. It's really gorgeous out. If you're not outside, jump out. Gosh, it rained all day. Stay hands behind you. Open up the chest. And lastly, let's go to a nice child's pose. Stretch the back. Scoot your bum back. Big toes together. Knees out nice and wide. And that's it, my friends. I'm Kerry McElroy. This is the Southcoast YMCA, Fall River. If you have any questions, make sure you email me. You can find me at the Y as soon as it opens back up, and hopefully that'll be very soon. So I am the wellness coordinator and the director of training. So if you need me, you know where to find me. Have fun, stay safe, be healthy.